G'day, it's Rob here again. Well, if you've got a workshop like me, and if you've got a lawnmower or a car or outboard motor or something, you're always going to have one of these things floating around in your workshop. You know, they're like spiders in dust, they're always there. And you know, you change over the plugs into various engines and you always got the old ones left and you think, you know, geez, I better keep at it. You know, it just might come in handy one day, but of course they never do. In fact, spark plugs probably one of the most unreusable things you could possibly ever come across. You know, you look at it and you think, gee, they're really nicely made, they must be good for something, but really, no, all they're good for is making sparks and get your engine going. Well, yes and no, I suppose. There are a couple of things you can do with old spark plugs. And when I was up in Queensland, we were reef fishing, and you're over coral and rocks and bommies and stuff. You'd go out with a bucket full of sinkers, lead sinkers, and you'd come home with an empty bucket and probably no fish either. But the trick was up there, you didn't use lead sinkers because they're only going to get snagged up. So we used to use old spark plugs. You know, you just beat down the contact so it's formed a, you know, a solid bit and tie your fishing line through it. And they were great. You just drop them over the sides, they got hooked up, you just pull hard on the line and it would just bend back the electrode and put on the next one so you didn't lose your line or anything. But that's about all you can really use them for as a complete unit. Now, if you do take the porcelain bit out, which goes right through the guts of the thing, you then can actually use them for automotive work. They make good piston stops. You can put a metal sleeve through with a piston stop for, you know, taking sprockets off of two-stroke engines and stuff like that. Chainsaws, you know, I got one that's a copy of a steel. I just copied theirs and made it up out of one of these, you know, leftovers. You can also make a top dead centre piston stroke gauge out of it, and you can also make up a connector so you can put an air line on the engine, on the motor, and you can pressurise the cylinder, check for head gasket leaks. If you're working on Ducati Desmo engines, you can keep the valves in place under pressure while you do the Desmo shims, things like that. But that's about it. So, anyway, at the moment I'm working on a little project. I'm making up a little, another little engine. I hope this one runs better than the last one. It's a thermoacoustic engine. Now, if you don't know what that is, look it up. They're a pretty simple engine. Craig Roop suggested I have a go at one, so I am. And I'm going to actually use the guts out of the spark plug, you know, the metal bit, as a mounting point for parts of the thermoacoustic engine. It really is the perfect size for what I want to do. But first you have to get the porcelain out. And I'll show you how that's done, because a lot of people seem to struggle with this. I was looking at a forum the other day on high performance classic cars, and people were there was a thread about making up a piston, you know, top dead centre gauge to get your timing and that worked out properly, and they were having the devil's own job trying to figure out how to get the porcelain out of this. They were all having to go at it and then beating on it with hammers and chisels and drills and smashing up the porcelain and trying to get it out the guts of it. But they were doing it all wrong. It's really quite simple. I've done quite a few of these over the years, making up adapters, because, you know, you've got different size spark plugs. You'll need a different size adapter for a certain engine to do a compression test or something like that. So yeah, I've done lots of these, and it's really very simple to get these out. So I'll show you how you do it. The easiest way is with a lathe. So what we need to do is we need to put our spark plug in the chuck. Now, what are we going to do? Well, basically, if you look at a spark plug, you can see that the porcelain goes right through, and it's actually all one solid bit. Now, obviously, they make this in two sections. They make the porcelain separate, and then they make the steel bit separate, and then they put the two together. So, you know, if you use a bit of brain power and don't just beat away at it like a gorilla, you work out how this thing goes together. It's all pretty straightforward. Obviously, the porcelain's got to go in from the big end, because it can't go in from the small end. Obviously, the porcelain is held in by a locking ring. Obviously, that would have been just a straight bit of metal which allowed them to slide in the porcelain, and then it was just rolled over with a big press after. I mean, how smart do you have to be to work that out? So what we have to do is just machine off that rolled over edge, beat it on the end with a punch, and the whole thing will slide out. You can actually do this on a grinder if if you're not really fussed about the finish. You can actually, and you haven't got a lathe, you can just grind it away with the edge of a corner of a grindstone, or even an angle grinder. Put it in the vise and run around, But a lathe will do a nice, neat job. So we'll set it up and we'll come back. Use the tailstock to centre it. These are absolutely precision made the way they stamp these out, so that's a quick and dirty way to centre stuff. Beautiful. So now we'll just take that edge off with the mighty Chinese lathe. Piece of cake. Right, we're there. Now this one's actually so loose, I reckon it would just about pull out. I might just take a bee's whisker off more, and it probably just will pull straight out. No, it's made a liar of me. I'm going to have to punch it out. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, now we've ground off the electrode because you have to get the punch onto the end of the porcelain. We've got a bit of old tube to support it so we don't mark it on the end, so we've got to punch it down that way. We get a punch and we get a hammer, and it should just knock straight out. Hey, how cool is that, eh? How easy was that? No beating on it with a hammer and busting up the porcelain and acting like a lunatic. That's all you got to do. She's out. So there you are, job done. Just a matter of just clean up the end a bit, take the last bit of the electrode off. You're good to go. But once again, you can see that what I said about the way they assemble this is totally correct. They do it all in sections, and you can see that this has been electroplated before assembly, and they've just then rolled that edge over. In the old days, you could actually unscrew the old spark plugs and pull them totally apart. They had another screw-in collar here that basically did what that little ring did and pushes it all together. But these days they just crimp them over because no one is ever going to pull a spark plug apart, and there's really not much point. They only did it in the old days so they could clean them if they didn't have a grip blaster. These days you can use a grip blaster to clean them, or you can just throw them away and buy a new set. Anyway, that's it. Once again, as I said, there's always a simple way to do these things, and once again it just shows, don't believe everything you read in the forum. Okay, that's it from me. I hope you found something out from this video, learned something. I'll see you next time. Cheers.